Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies of a Man once again, and today we are doing another book review. Finally, I am getting back to books. I am reading or reviewing The Dragon Reborn. Yeah, fuck yes, dude. I finally got back to the Wheel of Time. Sorry there was not a Wheel of Time video in like 8 months. I just suck at reading on time and like planning my shit out. So I suck ass, but I finally finished it. It took me for friggin' ever, but we're back, baby. We have some more Wheel of Time content finally. And yeah, so I usually did like a review with no spoilers and then a discussion video separately. I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna do them together. I I don't care about spoilers, and I'm sure that a lot of people do, right? But to me, I can't talk about a book, I can't review a book if I don't tell you what the book is about. So I'm going to talk about it. If you don't want to watch the video because of that, that's fine. I don't mind. There are definitely better YouTubers than I to talk about the Wheel of Time with no spoilers. But your boy wants to talk about spoilers, so I'm going to talk about everything all together. And hopefully you guys enjoy this video. So yeah, The Dragon Reborn. Finally, after friggin' forever, I finally finished it. I mean, I've already read this once, but like, I finally finished it for the read-through of the Wheel of Time. And yeah, again, it's written by Robert Jordan, obviously. I mean, this is going to be a recurring thing. It's published by Tor Fantasy. And the genre is epic fantasy. And that's basically it. The premise of this book specifically is that basically the Dragon Reborn is Rand. We found that out at the end of the last book, at the end of the Great Hunt, and the world is turned upside down, and Rand is tired of this crap. He's like, no, you guys are putting this crap on my shoulders. I do not want it. I'm dipping so I can finally be the Dragon Reborn because I need to go get Kalendor, the sword. And like actually be the Dragon Reborn because I'm tired of this crap where like I'm not, and I just want like security in the fact that he's gonna, like, he just wants security in the fact that he's going crazy. And then he runs away. Moraine gets mad as shit at Rand and takes Land with her to go chase him. And then Perrin's like, oh, well, I'll tag along. I gotta go find Rand because, goddamn it, Rand, I don't want you to die or go crazy, and I need your help. And then Min gets yeeted over to Tar Valon because Moraine doesn't want her to go with Rand or to go find Rand with them. She needs her to go to Sean Sanchez and tell her what's going on. And while this is all happening, Nynaeve, Elaine, and Egwene are going back to Tar Valon with Varen, and they got sick-ass Matt in the back. Man's out here dying, and they're taking him slowly back to Tar Valon. And then once they're at Tar Valon, they get roped into some like cloak and dagger type crap. And Moraine is just like, or not Moraine, sorry. The Emerald seat, which is Sean Sanchez, I think. Just like messing with their brains, making them like question everything. And they're trying to find a Black Aja. And that's basically the whole book. It doesn't sound like a lot. And honestly, I still don't think it's a lot. But it's my favorite book out of the 3 that I've read so far. I just really enjoy it. I don't know why. But yeah, let's get into it. So the plot line here finally gets going. But it also feels like nothing's happened. Like, The Great Hunt, I think, out of the 3 of the first books, feels like the most full of stuff, right? This one feels like there's not that much happening. But the thing is, because it's so much of it is like character focused and character growth, and it's about traveling, it's about going here and going there, and like seeing that Rand just leaves a trail of freaking destruction behind him, and that stuff needs to happen. And then there's a bunch of world building with the ale and stuff, or the Aiel, sorry. And, you know, everything's happening. And then we have, like, a magic school setting going on with, like, some crazy shenanigans with Elaine, Nynaeve, and Egwene. And it also still feels like nothing's happening. But, like, so much has. So much development of the world and of the characters is going on, right? But, like, it's so easy to tell you what's going on. It's very simple. There's not that much, like, key points, I guess. There's basically 3 plot points. There's a chase, where they're following Rand, and then they're chasing Rand, and then they see the fallout of this, which is Moraine, Lan, and Perrin, and then they end up joining this, getting joined by this chick called Fail, Fail, I don't know, Falcon in some fake language from this place. I think it's Illyrian. I don't know if it's Illyrian or Tyrian. I'm not sure. Can't remember. But yeah, Fail is out here, and she teases Perrin all around, and this man is upset because he doesn't know what the hell's going on. And then there's Hidden Evil to be found, which is at the magic school, which is Elaine, and Egwene, and Nynaeve. And then Matt is out here traveling. He's like unsick now. He's like healthy. The witches of Tarvalin, the Aes Sedai, have fixed him. And now he's like, bet, deuces, I'm dipping. See you guys later. I hate witches. You guys scare me. I'm leaving. And then he like travels all around. He meets Tom Maryland, because my man Tom Maryland is always in the thick of things, even though he doesn't want to be. But my man's depressed now, so actually Matt being around him kind of helps him. Like, he finally has like something to get him out of his funk, because his lady friend died in book 2. And now he's traveling with Matt, and Matt has like magic powers now. He's like super lucky. And we finally get to see Matt doing cool stuff. My man beats the crap out of Elaine's brothers, and it was great. I loved it. Matt finally is cool. I really enjoy it. And I really like that the thing he did, where he like beats Galad and Gawain, is not like the first time that it's happened. Like, apparently for some reason farmers with quarterstaffs beat the shit out of knights all the time, which is funny, I guess. But it kind of, I was gonna say it makes sense, but no, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is that it's kind of meaningful in the sense that like anyone can be powerful, right? That's basically the message there. And simple isn't bad is basically what it's saying, right? The quarterstaff is the simplest weapon, but is a rather effective one, and it's gonna work against anyone as long as the person using it is able to do so well. And basically it also teaches the warders to not get too caught up in the fact that they're super badass, right? Because they're basically like super soldiers. And my man Matt just beating the crap out of them kind of makes them realize that, hey, we can still get beat. So I really like that. I thought it was very good. And then the whole thing with Egwene and Nynaeve and stuff, I liked it so much. I don't know why, like, it wasn't really that good, and I really hate that Nynaeve and Egwene are bickering all the time. But I also think it's very meaningful, because this bickering is maybe not out of love in the sense that like they're like one is trying to watch over the other, but rather it's a more of like a sisterly bond in my opinion. And it's also because it's growing pains. Nynaeve is not cognizant of the fact that Egwene is her own person now. She's not a child, and she's not like a basic Two Rivers farmer that's just gonna do whatever Nynaeve says because it's easier than than like not listening to her, right? I just really enjoy everything. I think the whole cloak and dagger aspect of Egwene and Nynaeve and Elaine trying to figure out who's a Black Aja and stuff is very good. But because they suck at it, because they're not good at what they're doing, and so they're like afraid of everyone, and it's like, ooh, is this a person that could be a Black Aja? Oh, is that person could be Black Aja? And it's just like everyone, like Varen, and then that other lady, the cook as well. Like, everyone was possibly a Black Aja, and I thought it was kind of funny, but also very sinister. I thought it was very good, but it also shows you how like shitty the Aes Sedai are. Like, damn, are they all really so sus that they all feel like Black Aja regardless of what's going on? Like, damn, that's crazy, right? But overall, the plotline was great. I mean, I complained that it said that it doesn't really feel like anything's happening, but there's so much to unpack. Like, once you look at it deeper than just surface level, there's so much. I really actually like the fact that everyone is like in their own place, and it converges to Tyr. And once we're at tier, we get to see, you know, a lot of interesting stuff. I'm really not liking the endings of the book so far because it really just feels like, oh, monster of the week, we gotta beat this guy and we gotta beat this Forsaken guy. And then it's like, oh, it's Basilmon. Oh, it's Basilmon. Oh, it's Basilmon. And it's like, no, it's never been Basilmon. You're just dumb. And it's like, oh, come on, man. Like, it's kind of annoying. But I think that this is going to start changing as the series progresses because now we're really in the proper story. I mean, these first 3 books are essentially the beginning of the story, right? I mean, I wouldn't really call them the prologue of the story, but they're definitely like the first arc if we're talking like in manga terms, right? Since I am mostly a manga channel, I do think of stuff in like these ideas, and this feels like the beginning, like the first section. It's kind of like the point of no return is when Rand finally yells, "I am the Dragon Reborn," right? Which would be a super cool scene to see in television. I'm really excited about this TV show. And I think that this is like the turning point. This is like the point where Rand cannot go back anymore, where the story has to move forward and stuff has to happen because otherwise the world ends for these guys, right? So I'm very excited to see where it goes, and I really did enjoy everything happening. I really liked it. I also really enjoyed the subplot with Aiel. I thought it was very cool. I liked the characters that were introduced there, but I'll talk about that in the characters section. And I thought it was interesting. We had heard about them before, but this is like the first time they had shown up, and it was funny that everyone was like, "Oh, that's like Rand. Oh, that's like Rand." It's like, yeah, sure, man. I don't think people are gonna look that similar between each other, but I guess. And the whole kind of idea of people of the dragon being both a symbolic, like the followers of the dragon, but also like basically his family members is very interesting. I like that a lot. That was very cool. But yeah, lots of interesting plot developments here. And yeah, I really enjoyed the part where the girls get trapped by the Black Aja, Leandrin. Because it like what's it called? It was very interesting. It was like a very powerful battle that didn't involve fighting at all. It was very cool. And damn, Egwene is badass. She's also like horrifying, but she's badass, right? But she's also still a character that I don't really like that much. I think Nynaeve is way better than Egwene. Because Egwene is so like... I don't know how to describe it. Like, I don't know what to say about her, but I don't like her that much. She doesn't jive with me. I mean, she's super cool, and she's very badass, but like... I don't know. She still feels like a little kid with too much power in their hands to me. Like, so far. And I'm not really sure that that's a very good idea. But like whatever. I mean, Nynaeve is kind of like the same, right? She basically throws a tantrum to be able to use her powers, but like I don't know, Nynaeve is just so much more like interesting to me. I don't know. I think she's cool, and I really like the whole sword in the stone thing. Very Arthurian, but also very like modern. And basically, he picks up a lightsaber that was trapped in a stone, and that's super cool. And yeah, I don't know, just very interesting, very cool stuff. Overall, the plotline was great. Now the characters here. Let's see. There's a lot of development with the female cast, specifically the girls. They're so awesome. I think Egwene and Nynaeve fighting is like definitely personal growth. It's basically Nynaeve not being able to understand that Egwene is her own person, but Egwene also not like allowing Nynaeve to come to this realization but on her own, but rather like pushing for it. And it's also because Egwene is tired of being controlled. She had a horrible experience with the Sanshan, and I think that's what they're called. The people the people that put the collar on her, and now she basically hates control of any kind over her. Sorry. And she finds Nynaeve's kind of like scolding older sister, kind of like annoying aspect to her to be very grating, and I like that because it shows a lot of personal growth. I still think Nynaeve is still think Egwene is very kind of childish still, and she causes a lot of issues by not being able to communicate correctly. But I mean, I guess that's kind of like par for the course. I mean, a lot of characters in a lot of series specifically here in the Wheel of Time, do a lot of that, right? Like Rand is horrible at communicating, and Matt is as well. But like it's part of the reason why things work. Plus, it's the wheel, it's weaving, it's pattern, tavern, right? Like you can't really complain about it because that's how the book is written. But like I don't know, I think it's very interesting. I really like Elaine's presence because it adds a very balancing note. Like Elaine quickly became one of my favorite characters because she's always like very like consistent. She's very much in the middle between Egwene and Nynaeve, and she agrees with both of them on different things, but she also has the ability to kind of be clear and level-headed, but also it's because she has more knowledge than Nynaeve and Egwene and stuff like this because she is the daughter of the queen, right? Of Morghese. And I liked it when she like slapped the fuck out of Egwene. That was great. Because it was really meaningful. Like Egwene was acting unnecessarily petty with Nynaeve. Although Nynaeve was just doing what they had to do to survive, which also happens to be what Aes Sedai are known to do. And all three of them are turning into Aes Sedai slowly. And Elaine, like, you know, telling Egwene to stop and be like, hey, you have to do this because this is part of what we need to do. It's not about liking it or not. It's about the fact that we will die if we don't. And I thought it was very interesting, very meaningful. I think Elaine is a great character. I like her a lot. And then, yeah, I think the girls are badass. Like, they do not hesitate to pop a cap in you. Like, oh, you're threatening me? Okay, bet. Let me throw some lightning at you. That's so cool. Like, I don't know. I think they're just so powerful. And it's very interesting. I mean, I understand why. Like, there's a very specific reason why they are like this. They don't bother to stop themselves from using the one power to do what they have to because they've had horrible experiences. And it completely goes against Aes Sedai, like the general Aes Sedai. So I think it's very interesting. I like it a lot. Again, Nynaeve is still my favorite. I love how able she is at like using the one power like nothing. I mean, once she's angry, she's able to do whatever the hell she wants. But I think Egwene still has a little bit more power than Nynaeve so far because she can access it whenever she wants and because her like weaves are very specific and very good. But I think the whole like air weave that Nynaeve has, where it's like the force and using telekinesis is very cool. I think it's very awesome. I also like how the all three of them are very able to just like learn the weaves like with no teaching, like they just pick it up. I think that's very interesting. I assume that it has to do with the fact that they're like very important pieces of the pattern. I'm not really sure. But it's cool. I like it. What else? Yeah, Perrin gets some development. I really enjoy the fact that he's unsure about where he's at, but eventually he does get a moment of like balance when he gets to be a blacksmith for a little bit longer, and then he's like, okay, I am both a blacksmith and a warrior, and I am neither a blacksmith nor a warrior. And right now I have to be a warrior, and eventually I'll be able to be a blacksmith one day again. And I think that brings a lot of solidity to his character. I think Perrin has been one of my favorite characters because he's so thought out and methodical about his stuff. But I also really enjoy that he has troubles and then he has things that he can't answer. But he's slowly learning that, you know, maybe that not having an answer is okay as long as we have like some sort of goal to come back to, right? So I think it was very good. I really like Perrin's whole thing with that. But Fail or Fail, I don't know how to say her name. She's also interesting. She's kind of cool. I'm not really sure who the other character is supposed to be. I think it's like a hawk and a falcon, and Fail's the falcon. But I like her relationship with Perrin, although I feel like it would like got like close too fast. Like by the end of the book, although they've only been together for a few days, she's already like really close to him, and the way they speak to each other is very like lovey-dovey. I'm not really sure how that's supposed to work. But again, Tavern, things happen because the pattern wheels it. So like, if they're supposed to be in love, they're supposed to be in love, and there's really no logical reason to it. It just has to happen because the pattern wills it, right? So kind of interesting, kind of cool. I like the Aiel a lot. I mean, Avienda seems very interesting, and I really like the whole thing where the female Aiel, the Avienda, and all the girls that were with her, or all the women that were with her, meet Nynaeve and Egwene and Elaine, and they're like, ah, yes, these are wise ones, and they speak like them, and they act like them, and they also think we're all stupid like them. And I thought it was funny. I also really enjoyed the whole thing where, like, Nynaeve, Egwene, and Elaine have no idea how to treat the Aiel and, like, how to interact with them, and the Aiel are like, huh, why are these people acting like this? Like, they're wise ones. Why are they treating us this way? And I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool. I mean, it makes sense, right? Cultures not understanding each other is going to happen. And although there's positions that are very similar across cultures, they don't work the same. And so stuff happens like this. So I thought it was very interesting that this was added in, that this was mentioned. So that's pretty cool. And Rock, I think, was the guy that was trapped, that Perrin liberated, or that Perrin freed. I thought he was interesting. I mean, there wasn't really much to him, but, like, he provided some interesting quotes, so that was cool. But yeah, characters, very good. Yeah, world building wise, great. It's heavy on the tavern influence this time. Literally, like, Matt and Rand are literally all over the place, just like taverning it up. They're using their powers left and right. They're affecting everything around them all the time. And Perrin's just like, well, maybe not. I don't know. I don't really have any clue what's going on. But I thought it was cool. I'm very interested to see what Matt's abilities are and how they affect things. I know he can essentially control luck or control probability. And he says it himself. He's good at dice. He's not good at cards, right? Because cards are much more structured than dice. They're a lot less random. So that's pretty interesting. Although technically there is randomization in card games. It's just like not as common. Or it's like less likely in certain aspects. So I'm not really sure how that works. Maybe he can affect the probability of like shuffling, but he can't affect the probability of like picking a card, if that makes sense. So that's pretty interesting. I'm really excited to see how his powers work. I really enjoyed the aspects of the Tangreals and the Angreals and Sangreals, the Greel things. And the World of Dreams and all of the magic stuff that we got to see because they were in Tar Valon for the whole book, or for the majority of the book. But I don't really know what all of that means. Like, what is it? Like, are all of these Greel things like just like special devices that you can channel through to have like a pre-coded weave, essentially? Or how does it work? Like, what is it? Why does this stuff work like this? And why are some of them useful and some of them like completely useless or difficult? Like, shouldn't you just be able to pour one power into them and then see what happens? I don't know, maybe not, I guess, but it's kind of interesting. I like it a lot. I was somewhat enjoying the politics of some of the stuff going on. It was kind of crazy that the Forsaken just got like all over the place, all the Dark Friends and stuff. They were just like taking over all of the countries. But I'm not really sure that I understand a lot of why that was happening. Like, aren't they all trapped? What's going on with that? The politics of people being afraid of Aes Sedai was pretty interesting. And I really liked the whole Kalendor thing. Like, it was so Arthurian, but it was also so like modern. It was so cool. I don't know, just the idea of this like giant stone tower that has a sword in it that's basically a lightsaber. It's very cool, very enjoyable. I thought it was very interesting. Oh, I also like the balefire thing. I don't know, my girls can just shoot like laser beams out of their hands now. With like I think it was air and fire make balefire. I can't remember exactly, but I thought it was very cool. It's very interesting. It's essentially some sort of like purifying fire, right? That's why it works on Dark Friends. It's kind of like maybe, I wouldn't say angelic, but it's like very like powerful anti-darkness fire as far as I understand. And I thought that was very cool. I think it's very interesting that Rand can use it, and that Rand using it provides the kind of reasoning why everyone else can kind of access it now. But I mean, Moraine already knew how to use it. So that's pretty cool. I mean, there's just so many interesting things here. And Wheel of Time is just badass. I don't know, man. I just like it a lot. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like rating this, I mean, first of all, I definitely recommend people read this. Like in general, if this is the first Wheel of Time book you see by me, definitely check out the Wheel of Time. Start with the proper book 1, obviously, but I mean, read it. It's good. In terms of rating this, I think this is a 4 out of 5. I don't remember what I rated the other ones, but this is my favorite out of the 3. Although I think all 3 of them have like an equivalent rating. Like they're all 4 out of 5, but like the Dragon Reborn is a higher 4 out of 5 than the Eye of the World and the Great Hunt. Although the Great Hunt is like basically the same. Like I really like the Great Hunt as well. So I'm not really sure what is going on. Like I don't know how to rate it, but this is very definitely the most enjoyable book so far. And I don't know if this is going to be a trending thing. Like every new book that I read is going to be my favorite in the series. That's probably not going to happen during the 5 through 7 part. But I don't know. I'm excited to see where this goes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And see you guys later.